Welcome, gamers from around the globe. You dropped into the best place for Game Pass news. That's right, it's the Game Pass Tracker Show. This is episode 143, recorded live Wednesday, March 6th. I'm Nick Metzger here with the best dang co-host a guy could ever have. That's Mr. Sean Abbott, and he's right next to me. We're gonna fill your brains with all this week's bits and bobs of Xbox, like it's Partner Preview Podcast Day, a day where Sean and I talk about the, partner preview that just happened, and give you the lowdown on all the new Game Pass games coming straight your way. So you better sit down, you better buckle up, because Game Pass Tracker Show is one crazy ride.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to today's show. I want to welcome you to your favorite Xbox Game Pass podcast, the Game Pass Tracker Show. You can find us on pretty much every social networking site, which is probably how you're looking at us now. Just search at Game Pass Tracker. If you have any thoughts, any questions, do not hesitate to shoot us an email. Everything for that is show@gamepasstracker.com. And if you like what you're hearing, we'd love for you to leave a review on your podcast app of choice. It really helps us grow, helps us reach more fans, and we make more great content for you guys. We wouldn't be talking really about Game Pass or have the partner preview loaded up and ready in the feature story if it wasn't for the big daddy itself, Xbox Game Pass. If you love Game Pass and you love our show and you want to show your support, head to the link in the description or in the chat and sign up to Game Pass within the next 24 hours on the Xbox.com website. Not only will you be supporting us, the Game Pass Tracker Show, but you'll also be signing up to the best gaming subscription going. That is Xbox Game Pass. Sign up to whatever level you desire, whether that be PC, Game Pass Core, or Game Pass Ultimate. Just play your own way by using the code in the chat or the show notes and help us continue to create the awesome content that we love for you, our amazing fans. And Nick, I think I managed to slay that in one go without stuttering, so please take us into the Game Pass headlines before I make...
Hits the Game Pass headlines, and we have new games out. We got a whole bunch of new stuff. We thought we were just going to have Warhammer Bolt Gun, but no. Game Pass said no. But today, available today, it's a Wednesday. I'm not used to podcasting on Wednesday. Wednesday, March 6th, Warhammer 40,000 Bolt Gun is available everywhere. Load up your Bolt Gun and unleash some crazy, awesome Space Marine arsenal to blast your way through an explosion of sprites and pixels and blood and perfect blend of Warhammer 40,000 frenetic gameplay and stylish visuals of 90s retro shooters. Coming March 7th, so that's tomorrow, Thursday, Paw Patrol World, available everywhere. March 7th, explore the world of Paw Patrol like never before in a 3D action adventure where anything is, wait for it, possible. Play as your favorite pups, drive their vehicles, and save the day by taking on fun rescue missions, either in single player or with your family on couch co-op. Couch co-op, yay! And then that's it. This is wrong. The 12th is actually you. So what is coming up?
I just saw an empty gap and I thought, oh crap, there's no date. I'll help him out. So yeah, so coming out next week, few amazing SpongeBob fans out there, you're going to be able to get Bikini Bottom Rehydrated, which I have played and thoroughly enjoyed on the Switch with the kids. That's coming March 12th. That's coming to everywhere. So yeah. I want to do this because are you ready, kids? No, that killed that. Never mind. SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom is coming to Game Pass. Players SpongeBob, Patrick, and Sandy. Why don't you get to play as Squidward? Anyway, Sandy in this faithful remake of the Floor Plankton's evil plan to take over Bikini Bottom. Battle Plankton's army of rogue robots, this time with friends in multiplayer mode. Meet all your favorite Bikini Bottom is voiced by the original actors and show Plankton that crime pays even less than Mr. Krabs. Honestly, games are great, good fun, good for the kiddos to play with you, especially now it's multiplayer as well. It's even more fun. March 13th, Control Unlimited Edition, that is coming everywhere. I think this is its first time on...
No, it's coming back,
Game
but
Pass.
It's back. It's the first time back as Ultimate Edition.
Okay, yep. I'm gonna say I thought you played this in
I played
on the
5 minutes
cloud,
of this on actually, wait for it, the Nintendo Stream Cloud or whatever it was. I played the demo of this.
Oh, yep. Okay, I remember you played it. I just
Mm-hmm.
can't remember on what platform. From developer Remedy Entertainment, this supernatural third-person action adventure will challenge you to master the combination of supernatural abilities, modifiable loadouts, and reactive environments while fighting through a deep and unpredictable world. Control Unlimited Edition contains the main game and previously released expansions, which is the Foundation and RAWE. I've always wanted to play this game. I never played the demo on the Switch because I was a firm believer at the time that the Switch could not handle the streaming service.
But you
so I
weren't
kind of
completely wrong. So you weren't completely wrong. Trust me. With my demo time, I can tell you that.
So I'm keen to give this a go when it drops. So it might be a really good post second tooth removal game to play that doesn't so I'm not gritting my teeth like when I'm playing Fortnite. So coming March 14th, which is the day after No More Heroes 3, that's coming to everywhere. Follow Otaku Assassin Travis touchdown as he takes up his trusty beam katana once more and slashes his way through 10 of the deadliest fighters in the galaxy. Rack up combos with Travis's beam katana and experience hack and slash action like never before. And then we get a little bit of a break between the March 14th and we move on to March 19th. And this is where we lose Nick completely and hopefully he gets back into his gaming groove because he's been waiting for this game for a while. Lightyear Frontier comes out as game preview March 19th. It's coming to everywhere, but if you own anything other than a Series S or a Series X, so that's 360 or Xbox One or One S, you unfortunately won't be able to play this because it's only coming to the X and S consoles in that everywhere category. Lightyear Frontier, start your interstellar homestead in this peaceful open world farming adventure. Build your sustainable exo farm and grow alien crops. Customize your mech and explore a new world full of mystery up there. Oh, with up to 3 friends. Nick, I can come play. So,
it'll be fun. I'm telling you, this game has great. I know we're supposed to wait for the thing, but this game's got great reviews. Like people are loving it. I've been following it hardcore. People are really liking what they're playing so far. So I'm all in.
Yeah, cool. I can't promise that I will definitely try and play it, but to try and give it a go so we can talk about the multiplayer side of it would be very good.
Yes.
I get lost in open world farming sims too quickly. It's like Power World. Power World had that aspect to it, and after 40 hours of playing it, I was kind of like lost. And
I'll keep you wrangled in. Just come and join me. I'll keep you focused. It's all good.
And then the last on my list of games that are coming out next week is MLB The Show 2024. That's coming out March 18th. That's coming to cloud and console. I'm assuming if you've played any other of the MLB Show games that you pretty know what you're going up for. But swing for the fences, experience game-deciding moments, become a legend, and live out your baseball dreams in the MLB The Show 24. Want to hit the field early? Game Pass members, you can unlock for up to 4 days early access plus deluxe edition bonus content with the purchase of the add-on bundle. You can learn more about that if you want to head over to the Xbox Wire, which is where we're reading all these from. They have a link on how you can do that by unlocking everything through your Game Pass subscription. Very
nice. And don't forget, coming soon, Diablo 4. Man, it was a banger month. Diablo 4 coming soon, March 28th to Game Pass. You might be saying it's already out, but to Game Pass, it's coming soon, March 28th. We do have new Game Pass announcements. They usually sit cozily right here, but we have a feature story on all of those in the partner preview, which will be coming up in just a little bit. So we will scoot along to Mr. Sean and what is brand new announcements, games leaving.
Games leaving this month, March 15th, so next Friday, I believe. Hard Space Shipbreaker, Ni no Kuni and Wrath of the White Witch Remastered, and Shredders are all leaving March 15th. I haven't played the first two, but Shredders I gave it a go, and I'm kind of sad to see that leave now because it's definitely had some patchwork done to it, smoothed it up and made it look a hell of a lot nicer. So it's sad to see that go. So I might have a peek and see how much that is to purchase before it leaves.
Sure. And if you're interested in any of these games, as Sean said, you have until March 15th to beat them or buy them with 20% off with your Game Pass sub. But you have to do that by March 15th. Anytime after that, full price. So there you go. Now you know what you'll be missing out on if you miss out on it. Sean, what do you think of this? What do you think of this new slate of games?
We've got a good mixture of games. Again, we say this every week. We've got a really good mixture of games. We've got some good couch co-op. Kids' holidays coming. Easter's coming up. So you've got Paw Patrol World. You've got SpongeBob SquarePants to play with the kiddos. Couch co-op, multiplayer, all them kind of things. And then, another child-friendly game is Lightyear Frontier. You're going to be able to sit there. You're going to be able to play an open world crafty farming sim. The kids are going to be captivated by the colors and stuff like that. So, family-friendly games to play, apart from Control. Don't play that in front of the kids.
Probably not.
That's bad.
Yeah, probably wouldn't work out well. Yeah, no, I totally agree. I'm interested in playing Paw Patrol and SpongeBob with the kids. I'm interested in actually playing Control because, like I said, I only did play the 5-minute demo and it did not stream well on the Switch, so I moved along. So I'm interested in playing Control. There's a little bit of something. I don't know if I could get into it, but I've heard so many people talk about Travis Touchdown and No More Heroes. Like, so many podcasters that I listen to talk about how great this game is. I don't know if it's a game for me. I don't really know that much about it, to be honest. But I would be interested in giving that a go as well. Lightyear Frontier. Hey, I'm done after that. Man, and then you get just like Bo on March with Diablo 4. Like, you cannot beat this stuff, people. Like, this is a good month for games. I'm pumped.
Yeah, and there's games here with the length of gameplay, Diablo 4, Lightyear Frontier. I mean, Control's is rumored to be a pretty lengthy game to get into. And then if you find yourself really into SpongeBob SquarePants, the collector's side of that is massive. So there's loads of stuff to collect in there, like all the golden underpants and stuff like that. So you've got some games to carry you pretty well through April as well. So.
Yeah, probably. In the games leaving, I will say, man, if you have any nostalgia for the Turtles, Shredders is not a long game. Like, you owe yourself the time to play some Shredders.
Wrong Shredders.
Wrong
this
Shredder?
Is the snowboarding one.
Oh, it's this I thought this wasn't there a turtle game called that just came out? Was it called Shredders? What's the turtle game? The one that just came out that this is snowboarding game. Oh, that's funny. Well, I feel dumb. So there you go.
Shredder's Revenge is the arcade game that came out.
Oh, yeah, and that was on Game Pass and it was amazing. Oh, that can go. Never mind. Don't worry about this one. You're all good. Keep it. No, I don't know. I don't do the snowboarding stuff. So Sean says it's good. It's good. But that's so funny. I was like, Shredders is leaving. Luckily, I beat it before I left. Anyways. Yeah. So there you go. I did play Heart Space Shipbreaker. That is an intense game with a lot of stuff going on, and you have to try to it's almost like a environmental puzzler where you have this like little laser thing, and then you're in the ship's bay, and there's this like ship that's space junk basically, and you have to figure out how to best take this thing apart to save as many pieces as possible to get you the most money possible. And you're in debt to your company like millions of dollars because they basically paid to get you out there, and they're like, welcome to this adventure. It wasn't for free, so now you owe us. And if you choose to eat, you'll owe us more money. It's kind of sad. But it's all about breaking up these ships and making as much money as possible. If you like that kind of stuff, then you should give this a go before it goes off, because it's a pretty fun game. I found it a bit tedious for myself, but that's not a knock on the game. It was just I was like, I don't know how to rip this ship apart. So yeah, cool stuff. Anything else before we move on to the X feed, Mr. Sean?
No, but just remember, if you're looking for a most up-to-date, clear-cut information about what's coming, what's going, you have our X channel, which is at Game Pass Tracker, and you can also head over to the GamePassNews.com website, and that gives you a comprehensive list of things that are coming, things that are leaving, and all the games that are on there at the moment.
On to the X feed. The X feed is where we talk about top stories, news bulletins, and that partner preview in our feature story. So let's kick it off with Xbox approves a new, better xCloud feature that offers multiple improvements. I'm always excited about xCloud, so I'm good for more improvements.
Yep, me too. So
I like the fact that it enables local co-op support. That's pretty awesome. Like, that could be really cool. Keyboard, allow playing with mouse and keyboard. Wait. Okay, so one of the things I wanted to do that it would not allow, I wonder if it'll allow you to play with my Thrustmaster joystick. Don't giggle when I say it this time, okay, Sean? Because if
I'm gonna giggle.
Yeah, I know you. Because I wanted to play on the cloud flight sim with that joystick, but instead on my little teeny S, I had to spend like a good bit over a fifth of the hard drive for Flight Simulator. So I wonder now if the Thrustmaster will work on the cloud because it allows support for mouse and keyboard. Is it like a keyboard? It's kind of like a keyboard, right?
Potentially. I'm not sure.
I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna get back with you guys next week.
Yeah. I like this because I like the fact that there's the split screen co-op. You can have that. I like the fact that it's got remote play. So if you're sat in the room with the console, you can play the games that are already downloaded to your console that aren't just on Game Pass through the cloud support. That is an amazing feature. Touch controller for all games, which is good because there were only some games that worked with an on-screen touch controller, but now they have. They've done that. They've customized touch controller layouts as well, so you can move things out the way because some games weren't great because you just your thumbs were all over the screen and stuff like that.
Yeah, for sure.
Screenshot catcher. They've got your stream stats as well, so how many frames per second, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, really, really good update to this. It shows that they are leaning heavily into working on cloud support sort of stuff.
Yeah, 100%. Are they still? Are we still? We just had this conversation last week, I believe. Are we still in beta at this point? Are we? So they have all these updates. Are we still xCloud beta? You think?
Yep, probably.
Yeah. Okay. One day we'll be out of beta. It'll be a real celebration. So there you go. Ori dev criticizes senseless arguments between Xbox and PlayStation fans, and Phil agrees.
No, this is opposite. The devs behind Ori agree with Phil Spencer in terms of they dropped. So the makers of Ori, the Will o' the Wisp, and the Blind Forest, and the upcoming game No Rest for the Wicked, they dropped a tweet on X. Do we still call them tweets on X? Anyway, they dropped a post on X.
They're posts,
which racked up, so they racked up a load of attention on this, saying go out and buy, the best way to support Ori and the Moon, the people that made Ori and stuff like that, is by going to Steam and purchasing the game. And loads of people started a huge debate back and forth, why not buy it on the Xbox store? Why not just why buy it all when you can get it on Game Pass? The PlayStation fans started chiming in, and there was people backing and forthing and arguing, and they're like, that it roused up console warriors that came out and were started arguing. So the Moon Studios ended up following, sending out a follow-up tweet saying that, oh no, I awoke some console warriors with one of my replies. Folks, I never care what box you have under your TV, and I don't care what side you are on. But he agrees with Phil that all games should be ideally on all platforms. Imagine we would have had this craziness with films. Oh, you can only play this DVD on a Sony DVD player, but this other one only works on some other brand. It would have been complete madness, and the same is true for Xbox and PlayStation. So
that's fair. Yeah. I mean, hey, we got Game Pass tracker. We got.
Go
ahead.
Then he rounds off with a little tidbit for you. Under the hood, those boxes are pretty much identical, so who cares?
Wow, that's pretty intense. Yeah, I mean, we got Game Pass tracker, we got PS Plus tracker, we got all the trackers, the Nintendo tracker, the video game tracker, and trackers that I don't even know about because I can't keep up. So,
trackers on our cars.
if you search trackers, you'll find us and probably 17 of us. So yeah, I think play what you want to play, where you want to play. That's what I say. So you do it, and it'll be fun.
I'm a big advocate of that as well. Like the kids love the Nintendo. Logan's a big fan of playing Roblox on his iPad at the moment. I've got friends that I play Fortnite with, that I play Call of Duty with, that are on PlayStation. I've got friends that play that are on PC. I mean, my dad has converted purely from Xbox now to pure PC. So
yeah, whatever you love, man. That's what you got to do. You do what you love. Because video games are about having fun and escapism and whatever it is for you. So you just do that thing. So I think it's great. I have no problem with it whatsoever. News bulletins. These are quick little stories that we bop through so we can get to the feature story, which is what we want to get to. Battlefield's next entry will reportedly include a free-to-play battle royale. A free-to-play brawler. What is this? Is this the free-to-play section now? A free-to-play brawler MultiVersus appears to be teasing its return. What? That's coming back? Huh. That's crazy.
Yes, and I'm super excited for this because I enjoyed this. This was like Smash Brothers, but like for all different kinds of games, and it was hilarious.
Warner Brothers wants to focus more on. It seems we've got a new update about its All-Star. Wow, that's awesome. I didn't.
Yeah, there was a post that came out on X that was just them saying mic tap testing 1 2 3, and everybody went nuts. So
yeah, that was a fun game. I didn't play a ton of it, but yeah. Bethesda teases 4 new features included in Starfield's March update. So Starfield is still getting updates, folks. Still getting updates, which I think is pretty awesome.
This one is most people are excited for this because Vasco's getting new poses that when you're in photo mode, you can make him do silly poses and stuff like that to match the mood of everybody else, or to be completely in the opposite mood to everybody else.
Okay. Yep. There you go. And then Fallout controllers are now available on Xbox Design Lab. This is strange. Do you think there's Fallout news coming? Like this just seems strange. I mean, I know there's Fallout 76, which has got a following, but I don't know. It seems strange. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, I think it is, but I mean, it looks nice. It's black and white with with the Pip-Boy in color on one side. You've got the Vault logo kind of surrounding the Xbox logo, but everything else is black and white apart from the D-pad and the triggers. It's nice. It's a good looking controller. It's very pretty.
I do not disagree with anything you are saying. I just, there hasn't been any Fallout news in a while, and we know that Fallout is a game that they're currently working on whatever they're doing. So I just wonder if there's something a little bit more to this.
The only thing that we've had teased recently is a next-gen upgrade for Fallout 4. So people are saying that this upgrade is coming soon, but other than that, we have no other news on anything from Bethesda with Fallout.
Sure,
but that could happen in the summer showcase.
That's fair.
We could get London.
Man. Anyways, so that puts us into the feature story, folks. We had a partner preview today. We pushed our podcast so that we could talk about the partner preview and not speculate what we thought would be in the preview, which let me tell you, if I would have speculated, I would have been totally wrong. So do we want to go down this list like one by one, or what do we want to do here?
Yeah, we can do. If we do it one by one, because that's the way the video rolls. So if anybody that you can go and rewatch this on YouTube. If you go to our X channel, we have a link to the rewatch of it as well. So
there you go. Yeah, I think it's great. So starting out, I'm not going to lie. It's probably my number 2 game of the partner preview. Unknown 9 Awakening. I think this game looks super cool. Super cool. I actually think it looks a bit like an Assassin's Creed, to be honest.
I thought Assassin's Creed, but I also thought a little bit like Prince of Persia. So, and not the side-scrolling Prince of Persia, like the Sands of Time style Prince of Persia.
Yeah, I see that. Because
you had ability, there was abilities that you could unlock in that you could freeze enemies and stuff like that. So there was that element of it as well. It does look a lot like fun. I didn't think I would like it when it first started, but then as they showed more gameplay in the combat style, I was like, I could get into this.
Yeah. Yeah. This is also, there is 6 games coming to some form of Game Pass. We will let you know what those games are as we roll down. Unknown 9 Awakening at this point, as of the partner preview, is not one of those games coming to Game Pass. So, but if it keeps looking as awesome as it's looking, I might be willing to put some money down for this, for sure.
Yep. Next one is Sleight of Hand. This is a game that is coming to Game Pass. I need to see more gameplay to this. I didn't understand the premise of the game. What they showed us, the trailer that they showed us looked really cool, very dark, very stealthy. But I need to see a little bit more before I kind of make a decision on this one.
I'm not going to lie. I really thought they were going to pull out from, like, they kept showing cards and she was walking around. I really thought they were going to somehow pull out of there and show just like a deck of cards, and that this was going to be like a deck builder card game, where you kind of just, play your cards. But that's not what it is. But I'm with you that I'm like, I'm not entirely certain what it is. It's got kind of a cool vibe. Looks like you said dark. Art style's fun. Could have a fun story, I think. So yeah, I'm interested in hearing some more about Sleight of Hand.
Yep.
Next, also a game coming to Game Pass. Very interesting game, The Alters. So this is a game where you're like on a planet and you're in a big wheel of cheese. I don't know. It looked like a wheel of cheese. No, you're in this big base that moves along the planet, and you have to keep up. You have to keep away from the sun because the sun kills you. But you can't do it by yourself. But there's some type of goo where you can make different versions of yourself, but those different versions are all from different decisions in your life. And if you're confused, you should watch the trailer. Then you'll still be confused, I think. But I mean, there's a part of me that wants to play this game. I certainly will play this game because it's on Game Pass. But man, there's a part of me that's like, what?
Yeah, now you see that it's the what part of it that's making me want to play this game. I was interested in playing the game if it was just a solo thing, and you kind of had to, the base was mobile, you had to go out harvest. It was like you had to keep the upkeep of the base and things like that. That interested me. And then they added this the alter ego kind of thing into it, where you were making copies of yourself, but like you said, from different decisions. So what if I'd have stayed in school longer? What if I hadn't got married? What if I had kids? So you've got all these different kind of things that where us as real people, our paths change all the time. Like, what if I wasn't to do this? Or what if I hadn't have, met my wife and done so? The course of your life can change for everything. And I think this is a really good spin at that. That's going to be really interesting. And the fact that not only are you being chased by a giant world destroying star that can kill you if it gets if you get cast in its light, but you've also got the internal tensions inside the base that you've got to build and keep up as well. And I think it's going to make a really interesting game. I think that they've definitely thought outside the box and gone, we can do something different, and they have. So
yeah, I totally agree. This is it's not just a base builder where you got to keep some people happy. It almost seems like it's a base builder where you get to choose I need somebody who cares a little bit more about relationships, so I'm gonna choose myself before, if I didn't leave my wife or whatever, and so it's you can choose who you bring onto the base and how you do that. And so yeah, I'm super interested. I want to know more.
The next one, this is another game that's comes to Game Pass. Is Creatures of Ava. I started watching this and I was like, oh, this looks interesting. And then I kind of remembered that I've just put 40 plus hours into Pal World. And then I'm kind of I don't think I need another monster wrangling kind of adventure style game. But it looks really good. The art style is really nice, and the gameplay looked really good, and like how you wrangle them and stuff like that. But I might not be going straight into this one straight away, so I might have to wait and maybe jump on the hype train and see what happens.
Yeah, I'm very interested. You know, at first when I saw it, I thought, but it was a partner preview, so I was kind of like, I'm pretty sure I'm wrong. But I wondered if it was the Everwild game from Rare, because it was super animal-y, and the Everwild game has been super animal-y too. And I'm like, oh my gosh! But I was like, wait, that's first party. So yeah, made sense that it wasn't. But yeah, I'm interested. It's pretty. It's got fun colors. That's what I'll say about it right now. Here's one that I was interested to know if you're a fan of this series. So in Roblox, they are doing an update. Griefville with Chucky. It's a free-to-play, free update. I want nothing to do with this. Sean, are you a Chucky fan?
The movies, yes, and The Bride of Chucky was hilarious with is it Tina? Not Tina. Tracy. I can't remember the name now of the bride. But anyway, yeah, I enjoyed the Chucky films. I was brought up, and this is going to say a lot about my mum, but I was brought up on like B movie horrors, so like Hellraiser, Lawnmower Man, those kind of weird and wonderful like movies and stuff. My mum was a big fan of. She was a massive Stephen King novel reader, so like Jay is as well. Jay is going down that route at the moment and stuff like this. But I can't. I despise Roblox, which is a strong word to say, but it's not for me. I've tried to play it with the kids, and it's just at a level that I'm not. I don't like to play.
That's, we all got our
it
thing.
Took me a while to let the kids play Roblox. Yeah, it took me a while to let the kids play Roblox because you can get stuff like this, just free to play, easy access to this kind of deranged horror. So I won't be touching it. I'd love to because I love Chucky. I think it's hilarious. But like if the kids see me launch Roblox and then see that I'm playing this, it's just not going to make for great parenting.
Dad life, man, it's tough. I tell you. Dad gamer life can be difficult. You got the next one. That's right.
Yeah, so the Sinking City 2.
The Shrinking.
Shrinking? I thought it was sinking.
I don't know. You put shrinking in here.
Oh, did I write shrinking? Oh, let me double check this before I carry on. Nope. The Sinking. It is Sinking City 2. Yeah, that made a world premiere during the show. It's got a trailer showing the iconic Lovecraftian city of Arkham. So it was strange that this was set in Arkham as well, and I couldn't see any sign of Batman anywhere. It's a very long-awaited sequel from Frogwares, and it's evolving into a full-on horror game as you guide a new character through the mysteries of why Arkham is flooding and take on some of its immutable residents along the way. I was excited by this trailer quite a lot, and I wanted to see more gameplay in how this was. I might have to go and have a look at the original Sinking City to see how the battle mechanics are and stuff like that. But as far as the survival horror style game goes, this was pretty up there.
So I never played the Sinking City, but I remember seeing the Sinking City on a Nintendo partner direct. The first one. I just looked it up to make sure that that was that I didn't just make that up, because Lord knows I can just make stuff up, but that is accurate. So yeah, the Sinking City 2, I don't know, looks interesting. Then next, for all those Final Fantasy fans, Final Fantasy 14 Online. I'm very happy for you. I really am. I'm super happy that you got this. If you're happy.
If you're a first-time listener, what you'll find is me and Nick don't do turn-based RPGs very often. But if you are a huge fan of this, Final Fantasy 14 this is the full launch announcement trailer. It's coming out March 21st for Xbox X and S fans. It's also announced that the Starter Edition will be available for Xbox Game Pass Ultimate Perks for a limited time from March 21st to April 19th, 2024. So if you want to start playing Final Fantasy Online today with the open beta, you can do if you are an Xbox Series X or S player.
Yepper G.
Yep.
All right.
The next one that was shown, I was so excited about this until I realized it wasn't on Game Pass, and then I was like, "Why have they done this? They put all the effort into bringing the original free Stalker games, the original Stalker game plus its expansion passes, to the console. They've put all that time and effort in, but they haven't put it on Game Pass when we're potentially getting Stalker 2 later on in the year." And I was kind of like, why? But then I kind of thought maybe they just wanted to make money before they bring out a game to. So
I think they need. I think they need to make money, Sean. I think they need to make money. No, I really mean that. I think that they have gone long in the tooth on Stalker 2. They need some cash to keep going, and this was a way to do it. The moment I saw that it wasn't on Game Pass, I thought, okay, I get what's happening here. Now, the thing to say, why wouldn't Microsoft want to pony up some dough obviously they would get money one way or another, either through Microsoft or through people buying it. But that's the first thing I thought was, okay, Stalker 2 has gone long in development and they need some cash to float until that gets launched. And this was a way to do that.
And this was Shadow Drop, so this is available now. So if you want to go to the Xbox Store and buy it, you can. Right now, it's there. I've looked. I hovered. I thought.
How much?
And then I was like, meh. I can't remember off the top of my head. If you give me 1 second, I will look at that very quickly.
I'll give you more than 1 second. Next, Monster Jam Showdown. Big monster truck game. Looks fun. I could see Noah getting into this for sure. Not a Game Pass game, though. If it was a Game Pass game, me and Noah would probably play it like crazy. But, so that's available. And then I will just keep rolling. Persona 3 Reload, the expansion pass. There's like 3 expansion passes coming out over time. All those are on Game Pass because, Persona 3 is on Game Pass. Reload's on Game Pass. There's that. Did you find it?
I can't find the price for.
Nobody knows. It's impossible to know, Sean. Let's just keep going.
30. It's £30, just over a little bit over £30, which for free games isn't too bad.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say too. When did I can find this out. You keep going. We're on the first Berserker.
Okay, the first Berserker, I can't remember too much about that. Why is my mind just gone blank?
It was a guy that I actually, for the longest time, you only saw him from behind, and he has super long blonde hair, and I was like, this girl.
Yep, I remember it now.
This girl's a badass. And then he turns around and it's a guy. I was like, it was just really funny. I was like, oh, okay, that's a guy. I mean, I really thought it was she was like a Bayonetta character for a second, just jumping around with the swords and zipping and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, wow. And it was just funny. It was something that stuck out to me. I don't care if it's girl or a boy. I just really thought it was a girl until like 3/4 of the way through the trailer.
I remember the trailer now, and I remember sitting there thinking, wow, this looks like Devil May Cry. And then they started doing all the bouncing around and the multi-stage bosses and the roll into one side. And I was like, wow, this looks like Elden Ring. Wow, I don't want to play it anymore. So no, I used to love Devil May Cry. I was big into them. Devil May Cry 3 was probably where I fell off. But yeah, I mean, this game looks good. If you're into the Dark Souls style action gameplay, I mean, this is a DNF. It's a Dungeon and Fire. Yeah, you'll absolutely adore this game. But for me, I will probably be skipping that one. But what I will say is the next game, Tales of Zao, I want it. Just give it to me. I want to play it. Let me play it lots and lots.
Yeah, this game looks so good. It looks like the next Ori. I'm not going to lie. It looks absolutely freaking fantastic. I mean, Oh, we've seen this game before. It was in another partner preview, I believe, because we listened to him talk about his father, the developer talk about his father. I'm fairly certain that is that guy. But oh my gosh, this game, yeah, it just reminds me of like a zippier, maybe a little bit more combat heavy Ori, and I want it. I want it right now. Like, the moment I saw it, I was like, if there's one game I want in this partner preview, it's that. And I will pay for it. It's not on Game Pass, people, but I will pay for it right now. No joke. Like, it just looks so good.
It's going to cure that Ori Metroidvania itch that I have. And I was, as soon as like it was the side scrolling and there's different powers that you need to collect, and I instantly thought you're going to be in and out of these different areas. I was like, yep. I'm in. Metroid, give me it. So, the next game was Frostpunk 2, which is coming to PC Game Pass, and I think it's rumored to be later coming to console, but a little bit later on. So 11-bit studio showed off this. It's an upcoming sitting survival game set 30 years after an apocalyptic blizzard ravaged the Earth, transforming our world into a harsh, icy wasteland. In Frostpunk 2, you must face a new deadly threat that appears on the horizon: human nature and its unstated thirst for power. This very much like a Civilization-style builder game that from what I got from the gameplay. But yeah, if you're a PC fan, this looks like it's going to work really well on PC. And like I say, it's coming to console on a later date.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Last one, Kanitsu Gami, Path of the Goddess. This is coming to Game Pass. It's I need to see more. I mean, it looks somewhat interesting, very colorful. So yeah, I don't know. That's where I'm at with it. What about you?
It seemed to be on for a really long time. They had a really long preview of this.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
Because it was going and going and going, and I was kind of like, I'm not interested in this game, so I'm going to stop watching now and kind of skip to see if there was another one after that.
Oh, so you got no interest?
It was the last one. So.
You got no interest in this?
No.
Okay.
It was too anime jumping around fighty kind of thing for me.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel you. That's why it's kind of a maybe for me. I'll have to hold and see where we're at. So, top 3 for you. What are your top 3 games, Sean, from this partner preview?
From that, The Altars is number 1. I'm going to be all over that. I'm going to be on it like white on rice because I absolutely like. I really enjoyed the aspect of the alter egos or the cloning side of things and having to manage that as well as everything else. And then it would be Zao, The Tales of Kenzera, just for that Metroidvania style-esque stuff. And then it would go down to Unknown 9 Awakening. So the first 2 are Game Pass games. Unknown 9 is probably the only one that I'd go and drop some real money on. So.
Wait, no, Zao isn't. No, Zao alters.
Oh no, it's not. Sorry, my bad. I looked at Frostpunk underneath and thought,
yeah, no, that'd be great if it was. But like I said, I'll pay for it. So we got the same 3 games, Sean. We got the same 3 games, just in a bit different order. I'm Zao all the way. That's number 1, 100% all the way. Give it to me. And then Unknown 9. And then The Altars. So, yep, I would say those are the big 3. Those are the big 3 that stuck out to me. So we got to do the one thing that all podcasters contractually have to do when there's any kind of like any of these. We have to grade it. It's contractual. If you have a mic in front of your mouth and you're on any kind of streaming platform, you must grade these things. What would your grade be, Sean?
So when we grade this, like in England, we've gone away from the A to F kind of thing now. We now do numbers, which I think like 8 to 1 is the numbering. 8 being the best, 1 being the worst. But how are we doing it? A to F, A to what?
You're just blowing my mind in so many ways. We have a whole new party chat subject. I mean, I'm going to try to like not squirrel here, okay? All right. So let's just do A to F so that I can try to not squirrel, and then we'll have a party chat conversation.
Right. This is a beam because of games like Unknown 9, The Alters, Zao, and Sinking Ship, stuff like that. Sinking City.
Shrinking
This
City,
is going to get like a
Sinking
beam.
Ship, Sinking City. Who the hell cares? It doesn't matter. It's a poor game.
Yeah,
We need to get this developer on here.
This is it's a B minus to a C plus. It was really good. I didn't skip any of the previews until the last one. So that's how if I don't like Firefly, so I sat and watched 25 minutes worth of games trailers, which says a lot. So.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so there's 3, 6, 9, 12, 14 games. 6 of them are coming to some form of Game Pass, one of them being PC Game Pass, or for now at least. There's a large variety of games. Sometimes you see these, and it's just like you like go from one to another, and all it is like a gun in front of your screen, and you're like, oh, it's another first-person shooter. That's fantastic. No, not the case here. A lot of genres covered. I really like that. I'm thinking, I like Unknown 9. I'm interested in Alters. Creatures of Ava would probably be 4th place. People love Roblox. Final Fantasy is a big banger for everybody. People like Stalker. P3 Reload, not my jam, but it's a lot of people's. I heard people talk about Frostpunk. I give it a B. I was gonna give it a B plus. I'm like real close to a B plus, but just for all those reasons, man, I think they did a good job. And you know what they nail now with these is the go to the Xbox Wire if you want to hear the developer talk. My gosh, whoever came up with that needs a raise and a bonus and another raise on top of that. I mean, it's so great. I love you developers. You're all fantastic. We wouldn't have great games without you. But sometimes when I just want to see games, it's like, well, I was thinking of my cat one day, and I thought it would be fun to make this game. And then I did, and I was like, wow. And I'm like, oh my God, I don't care. Just let me see the next game.
Yeah, definitely. That guy needs that person needs a golden goose.
Yeah,
so I completely agree.
All right. Anything else before we move on to the dashboard, sir?
No, I'm just looking forward to the summer showcase. I want to see some Xbox big games and the pathway for the back end of the year.
I totally agree. And on to the dashboard, sir. The dashboard is where we talk about games that we are currently playing or hope to put on our docket to play in the near future. Sean, what are you currently playing?
If you are a friend of mine on Xbox, you have probably seen that the only thing I have played Xbox related for the last week, and I've been playing this solidly for the last week, is Fortnite. I have been suckered into this big time. I can't get enough. Currently sat there at level 113, creeping my way out of the top tier of gold in ranked matches. But in zero build, I hate the building one with a passion. I hate the fact when I find somebody and then suddenly, like within 3 seconds, they've got this giant tower, and I'm like, fuck. I literally, like, when I play the normal one in ranked and people start building stuff, I have the emote where like he just starts eating popcorn, and I just make my character stand there and eat popcorn and wait. So I'm like, are you done? Because now I'm going to try and shoot. So yeah. They had loads of Blink 182 represent.
Nice.
They had loads of Blink 182 songs in the festival stage stuff. So I've been playing a lot of that. Definitely curing my itch for Guitar Hero. Cannot wait for that Riffmaster controller to come out because I'm gonna absolutely hammer the crap out of the festival stage gameplay. It's a lot of fun, some good songs on there, and if you the vocals you don't have to sing. So in most of these kind of stage style games like Guitar Hero and stuff like that, when they introduced the vocals, you had to sing along to the lyrics, and this you don't. Still a button mash. So you can kind of, if you're playing it with 4 people, everybody to just mash buttons and play. So it's really cool. I've dabbled in the racing again a little bit, mainly because I was like wanting to just unlock a couple of things on the battle pass and realized I could level up pretty quickly with the racing because there was a few quests I hadn't finished, so I went off and did that. And then if you follow some of the big names in Fortnite streaming, you'll have seen that there was a giant arm which appeared out of nowhere holding a giant chest, all with chains and stuff like that, in Ruined Reels, which is one of the locations of Fortnite. That chest was it 1 million? I think it was 1 million hit points it took to bring it down. But once I did, and it popped open, big massive red golden light came out of it, and they've introduced season 2. So
they're so good at this kind of stuff.
Season 5, episode 2, I believe, which is going to be something to do with Greek mythology. So Pandora's box is what they've opened. And there's been currently a mosaic quest that's going on, and there's like a day and a half left of that. I've got 49 mosaic tiles left to find, which you get from opening chests, eliminating other players, and hitting weak points with a pickaxe and stuff like that.
Sweet. And you've been playing Zombie 8 My Neighbors?
Yeah, this is the game. I bought this on the Switch after we talked about it last week with Snake Rattle and Roll came out and stuff like that. I played a lot of Blast Corps. I played Snake Rattle and Roll and realized how freaking difficult that game actually is. Even still now, as an adult, that game is hard. So God knows how much I used to play as a kid. So I went on the eShop and I bought the Zombies Ate My Neighbors and Ghoul Patrol. I think it was like £12. It was well worth it. Played a little bit last night. I think I got to level 8. I got the second password on Zombies Ate My Neighbors and just remembered how much fun it was just running around and killing zombies with water pistols.
That's fantastic. So piggybacking off of off of Snake Rattle and Roll, I know this is not but I've literally only been playing 2 games. I've been kind of swamped with a lot of work stuff. So I played 2 games, Mario v Donkey Kong with the kids, and then late night, it wasn't late night, but I'm old, so it was a late night for me. I was like, Sean keeps talking about this Snake Rattle and Roll. I'll see what it is all about. So that game is hard, and I have no idea what I'm supposed to do 95% of the time. I'm like, I'm eating these balls. Son of a peach. I said it, so let's go with it. I'm eating these balls, and then I'm supposed to jump on a scale and see if I weigh more, I guess. But I don't know which color I'm supposed to eat and what I'm not supposed to eat. And the platforming is holy hell difficult. By the way, Snake Rattle and Roll is a game that just an old game that just got released on Nintendo Switch Online. So Sean was talking about how he played it a bunch, so I thought I'd try it. So now everybody's up to date on what's happening here. But yeah, holy crap.
The Qbert style 3D gameplay on a 2D screen in NES graphics wasn't great. It was hard.
Yes.
And it's even still there was a lot of guessing the shadows. So using the shadows to see where you're having to land, which was a lot back then. The game is hard.
God bless you as a child. I appreciate you. If you're our age, you went through it. I get it. But I had my bevy of games that were hard. But man, that one seems more difficult than I remember most. On my docket, I got all kinds of stuff. We'll see what I actually get to. But I'd like to play Paw Patrol and SpongeBob with the kids. I wouldn't mind getting into some Control and playing a couple hours of No More Heroes. I'm not probably going to be the No More Heroes fan of the world, but I wouldn't mind to play that. Or somebody could just put me in a time machine and get me to March 19th so I could play Lightyear Frontier. That would be great. Any one of those things are fine with me. I don't care. You choose. No. But no, I would like to dabble in some of those games and just be a game sampler for a week. That's kind of what I'd like to do. What about you, Sean?
So I've got a little bit more left to do on Fortnite. Like I said, I've got 49 of those mosaic tiles to get, which I've learned I could do them pretty quick. I went from 200 to 251 in the space of about half an hour, which isn't too bad. So I've got that to do. I'm probably getting to some Control. I've got Bolt Gun downloaded. I've still got Play Up and a little to the left downloaded. So that's probably going to keep me busy until Control comes out. And then after that, for a while, probably not a lot. I've played SpongeBob to death with the kids, like to the point where I was taking it with me when we went away and stuff like that, and just trying to collect everything. Logan's not a big fan of Paw Patrol anymore, so we'll probably not get to that too much.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, he enjoys playing Fortnite with us. So
yeah. I do hear you. I don't know how long Noah would stick with Paw Patrol, to be fair, but we'll give it a go. He'll probably be like, sure, Dad, I'll play it with you. By the way, we two-playered Snake, Rattle, and Roll for about 5 minutes. He was he was like, what is this? Why is this old? He literally said, Dad, I don't want to play this game anymore. It's too old. And I was like, you're talking
he's not
about...
wrong.
Yeah.
It's just he's not wrong.
He's not. He was like, this is old and hard. I was like, okay, well, I don't know what to say about that. Except for you're not wrong. So yeah, that's my plan. Anything else before we go into the party chat?
No, let's go and let's just talk about life. We haven't sat and talked about life for a while.
Let's talk about life. Into the party chat we go.
It's party time! Woohoo! Oh, yeah!
This is the party chat section where we talk about life and whatever the heck we want, and we'd love to hear from you and what you thought of the partner preview or what's going on with you. And so just hit us up in the chat ski or, whatever. Do those things. So, Sean, how's life?
Yeah, pretty good. I was full of cold. As I talked about with you back and forth in DMs, I lost my wedding band at the gym, which has really annoyed me because I was hoping that some kind person will have handed it in, but they haven't. So that's kind of one thing. And the spy really. This podcast this evening means that I'm going to go from whatever day it was yesterday, Wednesday into Thursday. So like from today and tomorrow, and then I have a 12-hour shift to do in 5 hours time. And then I'll hopefully go to bed when I get home from work.
It's always good to go to bed at some point. To the guy who stole Sean's ring, I hope that you can only play Snake, Rattle, and Roll for the rest of your life. That is the only game that you get to play is Snake, Rattle, and Roll. That's it. That's it. That's you turn on your Switch and all your games just like disappear, and it's just Snake, Rattle, and Roll.
Or the original Prince of Persia.
There you go. Yeah,
because the game is equally as hard.
That's right. There you go. That's it. You turn on your Xbox, and somehow it's still just Snake, Rattle, and Roll. That is it. That's right, Tim. I did, Tim.
Tim.
That's hell. Just Snake, Rattle, and Roll over and over and over again.
It's the most polite way of somebody saying, screw you, asshole.
Right. I didn't want to wish him physical
How about you,
harm,
dude? How's it, how's it been going? Like, you've been very quiet, but I appreciate that you've been very, very busy.
Freaking
moving houses.
Yeah, well,
around.
There's that. We're trying to finish up a couple of homes, but freaking dad taxiing. That's the thing, Sean. Like, that's the thing. I have entered dad taxi stage of life where it's like, okay, we're going to ukulele practice. Oh, no, basketball practice. Oh, okay, theater club? Sure, why not? Oh, a basketball game? Let's go there now. Like, that's all I do. Like, my wife's like, it's so great that you get to connect with the kids. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? All I do is drive. I shuffle them from place to place. I'm not connecting with anybody.
Not only do you shuffle them from place to place, but I can almost guarantee they are not really talking to you while you're doing that.
Yeah.
I know mine don't.
Yeah, no, not at all. Like, I try to. I'm like, hey, how was school, kids? They're like, good. I'm like, did you do anything? Nope. I'm like, oh, wow, that was a fun 8 hours you had in life then, I guess. I mean, it's just like...
It's like, I can pick the eldest up from work, and she will literally get in the car, And I'll go, oh, how was your shift? She goes, yeah, it was okay. Not too busy. It's all right, cool. So I had a couple of big tables in. All right, okay, fair enough. Some good tips then. She went, yeah, maybe. But as she's saying this, she's taking her AirPods out and she's putting them in her ears. And I'm like, okay, I think that's what's happening now.
Yeah, I haven't made it to that part of
yeah.
life yet. That sounds equally as awesome. But yeah, I mean, and most of the time it's me just being like, don't forget your water bottle. Where's your socks? Get on your shoes. We need to be gone. It's just like, I love you.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's the thing. You because I don't know. You become this automated instruction giver of, hey, okay, right, 5 minutes. We need to go in 5 minutes because if you don't go in 5 minutes, and we can guarantee we're going to hit traffic. And then they'll go, does that mean we're going to be late? And I'll say, well, you're not technically going to be late, but you're going to be late on my terms because I like to be 5 minutes early to things. So no, you're not going to be late, but you're going to make me feel like I'm late. And then I'm going to get more stressed out. And it's like,
yeah, I just literally walk by Ariel's room now and I'm like, put on your socks. Put on your socks. Why aren't your socks on, Ariel? Socks. Okay, shoes. It's so freaking ridiculous. I do love my children. Just for the people listening, I do love them. But yes,
the thing is that they're the greatest things in the world, but they are so trying and so
that's
testing.
True. That is so true. But so yeah, I've entered dad taxi time of life. That's been a thing. But people, I hear dads talk about I bring my Switch and it's great. I don't have time to bring my Switch. Like usually when I drop them off, I have something I need to do. Or if I don't have something I need to do, I have 25 minutes and I'm like, I'm not going to get the Switch out for 20. I'm just not going to do it. So I end up just piddling on my phone. Or I have another child with me that I have to do homework with or something like that. I don't know. So, listen, if you're a dad gamer out there, give me the tips on the dad taxi Switch usage. I'll take them. I will.
Get them in clubs that last longer.
Yeah,
when I take Logan to gymnastics, his gymnastics class lasts for an hour. So that's kind of like that hour is when I'm replying to emails for stuff that I need to reply for. I'm screening through messages and calls and stuff that I've kind of ignored and need to do stuff. Or I catch up on what's happening in the world of gaming. Or I just send you messages and be like, I'm outside gymnastics board. What are you up to?
But no, other than that, life's been really good. Lots of fun. My wife has a big birthday coming up, the big 40. So I'm taking.
Oh no!
Yeah, taking her out to. We're going on a little vacation, or as holiday, as you all call it over there. So I'm excited about that, and she's excited about that. We're excited about that. So yeah, it should be a good time.
Cool. My big news, Wi-Fi. I always forget is Lindsay's finished her dissertation for her bachelor's. She's handed it in, all 10,800 words that she has written to be published. She's handed that in, so we're just waiting on the results from that now. But that is pretty much her bachelor's finished. I think she's got one more. She's got a reflection essay to write, which it's 1,000 words for each essay, each stage of the bachelor's that she's gone through that she needs to do. But other than that, all done and ready to move on to her master's. Yeah.
So my wife saw your post on Facebook and she was like, "You're telling me there's a dissertation for their bachelor's degree? This is not something you do in America for a bachelor's degree." I don't know what you do in America for a bachelor's degree. I have one. I don't think I did much for it. I just know. I mean, but there is no this is something you do, I think, for your PhD or your master's. I feel like in America we've dumbed it down to make it easier for people.
Her master's that she's anki is a 25,000 word essay.
Wow. Okay.
I think. But yeah, this thing she's written is not one of those that you can just knock out in a week. This has been she'd take herself upstairs and shut herself in the bedroom with a laptop and she'd be typing away, and I'd go up after 3 or 4 hours and I'm like, "Hey, how you doing? Do you need a drink? Do you need snacks?" And she's like, "No, all right." And I'm like, "Oh, okay. How's it going? How many words have you?" She's like, "I've done 300 in 4 hours." I'm like, "Wow, okay. So, because everything she wrote, every argument or every point that she made, she had to reference. So she was like really, really like focused and constantly back and forth. But yeah, we have it printed out. I'm going to get it bound, and I'm going to give it a good read. So
that's awesome. So in America, you do it for your PhD. So not even your master's. So like you have the bachelor's, the master's, and the PhD. I feel like you guys have really we've really made it easier to get to reach the bars here. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, so that was a question my wife had when she saw it. She was like, "Are you kidding me?" So my wife, I only have a bachelor's. My wife has a master's. She's like, "Maybe I'll get my PhD." I'm like, "You go for that, honey. I'm good right here. I don't need to do any more. Thank you very much."
See, I finished for college level for me, so I came away with a higher national certificate. That's as far as I have gone, and probably as far as I see myself going. So,
sure.
Yeah.
So, okay, we'll end here because we don't want to go too long. So what the hell is going on with your grade levels here? Okay, your grades. Okay, this is it. We'll be done after this, I promise. So 8 is your highest grade?
The highest grade is an 8, I believe.
Okay.
Which is like your A plus, and then 7 was A, 6 was like B, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and down. I think. Don't hold me to that. Like I don't completely understand it. It was brought in as my eldest was going through high school, and I couldn't get my head around it. So every time they were talking between Lindsay and the eldest, they were talking about grades, and I'm like, so what does that mean in like old money?
Yeah.
So yeah, let's go.
Okay. All right, that's interesting. So like the kids currently, because my kids are younger, they'll get into letters. I don't think that not even Noah yet is in letters. He's in 4th grade. They're still using numbers, but the numbers are just like 1, 2, 3. So it's like, not meeting expectations, meeting expectations, exceeding expectations, and they'll do like 2.5s or 1.5s or something like that. But yeah, so I was like, oh, I know what you're talking about, but then you were like 8's the highest, and I was like, oh, I have no idea what you're talking about. I was like, that's a different.
So I've got it here in front of me. A C is a C equates to a 5 or a 4. A 5 is like a good pass. A 4 is you've passed basically. Okay. 6 takes you from B to A minus. 7 is an A. 8's a good A, and then 9 is an A plus. So like 9 is the best you can get. So it starts at U, goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Okay. There you go. So you go all up to 9. Yeah. So we still use letters. I think they'll get into letters. I think Noah gets into letters next year. He starts getting graded that way, which actually, some level, I'll kind of be better. I'll kind of be glad about, because I'm always a little like, he's usually pretty much always 2s and then a couple 2.5s, and I'm like, what does that really mean? Like, is he? Like, I don't know. It seems a bit arbitrary, I guess. So, anyways, I'm done. We have chatted a good bit about Party Chat. Anything else before you take us out, Sean?
No. So I think that's about it. Next week we should be back on normal. So it should be Thursday next week that we are back to normal, I believe. Yes, Thursday. Sorry, my shift pattern has changed as well, so everything's completely confusing. And then we've done this on a random day. But yeah, everybody, thank you very much for listening. If you want to get hold of us, you can do on X. It's I'm Sean _, on Abbott, and Nick next to me is Nick10DOH. You can get hold of our X account for the Game Pass Tracker show at Game Pass Tracker. Or you can email us at show@gamepasstracker.com. Thanks very much for listening. We hope you enjoyed the pattern preview, and we hope there's lots of games that you're excited for. But until next time, everybody, we'll see you later.
See you later, guys.